Hello, everyone. This is Middle Matt, where I'm going to talk about the middle and hopefully more reasonable side of both sides of politics. So, being that this is the first video and the first, uh, episode in this, I guess I should start off with the First Amendment. It's a hot button issue now. It's like 2019. It's hard saying that because it's just hit February. That still doesn't flow off my tongue yet. But 2019 is still, for some reason, some hot button issue. Hate speech, right? When it comes to the First Amendment, obviously, there is no laws governing any form of hate speech or whatever. Now, does that mean that people can't say hateful things? No. But here's the question: should there be a law that governs that type of speech? In my opinion, no. But as opposed to, let's say, like a right winger or something, where they say there's no, like, it's just no reason to. I don't think it's as clear cut. I think it's more of the lesser of two evils to say no, there should not be a law to govern hate speech. For example, if you tend to egg people on, I mean, look, this is YouTube, so this is videos, this is the internet. If you like to egg people on, then sometimes you end up getting punched in the face. If you now, it is illegal to punch the person in the face. It is not illegal to egg someone on. Now, however, now people use the excuse, "Oh, fire in the movie theater," or whatever. Well, that's a call to action. So if someone gets hurt, when you yell, "Call," fire in the movie theater, that's it kind of is an issue on you, but because you yelled that. But just yelling certain words doesn't, there is no law on that. And the problem is, you can say very hateful things. People do it all the time. People who don't know you, people who just like to start crap, and they do it because they know if you do something back, they're going to be, the person who does retaliates is going to be the one in trouble, not the person who said anything. And it kind of opens its way to people who are antagonistic in that manner. So I think it's a perfect setup? No, but I think it's about as perfect as you can get to be able to say and do what you want to. Too, most of the time when people say those things, it hurts at first, but as you get older, you're either going to forget it or get over it. And the only time it's really an issue is when you have to deal with that person on a day-to-day basis. For example, school is one, and that's where a lot of people who hold on to those kinds of feelings, or towards freedom of speech, and don't want there to be laws against hate speech or stuff. That's where those people linger at school and sometimes the workplace. But it's, when you're in school, you're kind of stuck. When you're in work, you're kind of stuck. But usually by the time you get on to a full-time job, people are more mature and they don't want to lose their job, so they don't say that kind of stuff. But I've met plenty of people who try to ease it in under the radar. I've worked with plenty of people, mixed African American mostly myself. It happens. But that doesn't mean it has to be the end of a job, end of a career. But there has been times where I put my foot down. I'm like, hey, you do that, I'm going. And it would have been to my detriment if I stood up and left. But luckily I didn't have to. But I understand why everybody just can't get up and leave a job. And that pressure, that being forced to deal with something, can make you want to just hurt somebody. And people eventually snap, and there is no law, or not really, tackling the person who pushes someone into snapping. And then you get to the person who's like, man, if I snap, I'm gonna lose my job, I could lose my house, I could lose my kids, I could lose everything. So I'm gonna make this worth it. And then they end up just doing something off the rails, something horrendous. And that's why they call it snapping, because they don't just, they don't bend a little and do something mean. They just completely crack and they do something terrible. And like I said, there is no laws to really in place to justify that. I would say, if I was to say what would be a good law, let punching in the face be legal. I mean, really, as long as you don't belliger somebody to near death, or have to, like, what's going to happen is you're going to end up paying for their hospital bill. And you're going to feel like, oh man, it's really better be worth it. But I think paying for a hospital bill is better than like a misdemeanor, which I think is, I'm not familiar with every area or if it is, how it works, but I think it's like 90 days in jail and you get, but it affects the rest. That little misdemeanor can affect the rest of your life. So, and I think that's why people stab, as opposed to like having to pay somebody's $500 hospital bill or something like that. I'm not saying it's okay to punch people. I'm just saying that I can understand why people do that and why people feel the need or the urge to go on and do something. But as far as the First Amendment goes, it is fine the way it is. I know certain cities bend it as much as they can, but mostly the problem is America's a little too sue happy. To be completely honest, I think we used to be way more sue happy back in the past, but it was also easier to just kind of like evade, the consequences. Like if now they have so much data on your ass, you basically have a barcode on you. You can't really escape shit if you want to. But, if somebody was harassing you, you could just get up and leave, where now everything costs so much money. It's impossible to, kind of just leave your problems behind and move somewhere else. So that's my opinions on it. Yes, I believe the First Amendment is good the way it is, but I do understand why people sometimes feel. I don't mean the crazy SJWs. I think there is, in essence, there are some people who like to do stupid stuff with their lives, say stupid things, and basically shoot themselves in the foot with their lifestyle and don't want people commenting on it. And those are the loudest people usually about who want to get rid of like hate speech or certain freedom of speech and stuff like they I say get rid of them both, but basically they want to create a law to ban hate speech by getting rid of the complete freedom of speech. I don't agree with that. However, I do understand where some more reasonable people sometimes have to deal with that crap. And people who aren't in their shoes, they don't deal with it. It's not a problem. And I'm not going to say the word privilege because it's a stupid word, but it is some type of, it is, they're lucky to not have that problem. And a lot of people don't have that problem and can't understand certain other people because they've been in a bubble, which is not a bad bubble to be in. It's just sometimes it helps that we can all be more understanding. So that's why I'm, one, making this channel, and two, just kind of understand each other, not to antagonize. So if you agree, go ahead and you can give this video a like, and if not, don't. But you can dislike it. I'm not gonna hate you forever. But comment why you didn't, why you did disagree, why you do think we shouldn't have the First Amendment, or why you do think there's people shouldn't care about hate speech at all. I don't really like the word hate speech. It drums up something really way more negative. So, but antagonist, I want to say antagonizing speech, right? Like fighting words. There's a fighting words. It's easy to tell they're fighting words, but really, it's stupid. But there is, words can hurt people. It's true. And like I said, to me, it's just a walk away situation. Like somebody says a bunch of crap, you walk away. But some situations you can't walk away from. And I think that's on your terms to sue the job. So like, let's say if you're at a job and they're allowed to go on, that's on the job. If you're at a school and they're allowed to go on, that's on the school. And schools and jobs, workplaces usually have, even the smaller privately owned businesses usually have rules in place that are equitable determination in those circumstances. So let's just be honest, it does exist. So if I would say, should businesses and stuff have policies? Of course. But there are other situations where you sometimes just got to be stuck with a person. So that being said, thank you for tuning in. Once again, if you agreed, leave a like and a comment. If you disagree, comment. Let me know why you didn't. All right, peace.